Welcome back to the channel where we spotlight Black excellence in film and TV so you don't have to miss some great Black-led roles. Let's get into it. Today we're talking about thrilling sci-fis with stunning visuals and unforgettable Black characters. Let's dive in. So first up, Tenet. Okay, Christopher Nolan's first movie with a Black protagonist whose name is Protagonist. Yep, that's his name, played by John David Washington, Denzel's son. So the story goes, a secret agent is tasked with preventing World War III. How? By traveling through time and literally bending the laws of nature. It's a mind bender for sure, Christopher Nolan style. Now, I know you've probably heard that Tenet can be a bit confusing, and it is. But trust me, rewatching it a second or even a third time makes it so much better and is definitely worth it. I forgot how good it really was until I revisited it very recently for this video. Heads up though, the sound design is wild if you haven't seen it. I guess the consensus is that Christopher Nolan did it himself and it wasn't great. Sometimes it's kind of loud, other times it's super quiet during dialogue scenes. Like, it's not the worst of the worst, but the dialogue parts themselves can be frustrating. But do yourself a favor and turn on the subtitles. Seriously, you won't regret that or regret watching it, even with the minor sound issues. Purchase this one on YouTube. Stranger Days is next. This is a 1990s film, so it's a bit of a throwback, a gritty sci-fi thriller from the 90s that definitely not for kids. There's some nudity and a few uncomfortable scenes and moments, so maybe save it for a late night watch. Ralph Fiennes plays Lenny, an ex-cop turned dealer of virtual reality recordings. These let people relive someone else's experience and emotions. Pretty addicting stuff by the sounds of it. Things take a dark turn though when Lenny gets a recording of a murder. Teaming up with his best friend played by Angela Bassett, they uncover a conspiracy that ties back to the police themselves. It gets a little crazy. Angela steals every scene she's in, by the way, and while she's not the lead character, her role is pretty pivotal. The movie feels very eerie and very relevant to today. Like, the whole tech addiction part kind of felt like our obsession with social media today. So if you haven't seen this gem, you're missing out. Where to find this one? You're gonna have to get a little creative, but if you can find it, it's worth it. Next up, The Creator. Visually, this film is unbeatable. The VFX are stunning and everything blends so seamlessly into its futuristic world on a very modest budget. No less. Fun fact though, the director is a VFX pro, so he knows what he's doing. The story follows Joshua, played by John David Washington again, in a war between humans and AIs. His task this time is hunting down the creator, the architect of advanced AI, as well as a doomsday AI weapon. Only to discover that the doomsday weapon is a childlike AI. Classic sci-fi, not groundbreaking, but executed pretty well. Think of it like Demon Slayer if you've ever seen the anime. It's got very simple, typical anime tropes, but they're done exceptionally well and it makes it a great anime. So this is much the same, definitely worth a watch for the visuals alone. You can catch this one on Disney, Amazon Prime, and Crave TV. Alright, Event Horizon. Oh man, this one is creepy AF. A personal favorite of mine though, it's equal parts disturbing and anxiety inducing. Lawrence Fishburne leads a crew investigating a spaceship that has vanished near Neptune and has mysteriously returned. Things get very unsettling. It's horror, sci-fi, and I've brought it up in the past, but I think it warrants another look for anybody who missed that video. This is really good. The opening text sets the tone beautifully, paints a very vivid picture of humanity's progress in space exploration, and then bam, you're thrown right into the nightmare. This one's a must-watch. But fair warning, it's not for the faint of heart, alright? So grab it on YouTube, Apple, or Prime, and prepare for the worst. This next one is our Pan Ultimate. I know many of you have seen it, but you should watch it again anyways. It's Spider-Man Into the Spiderverse. If you haven't seen this masterpiece, what are you even doing with your life? Seriously, make it a double feature with Across the Spiderverse and thank me later. The animation is mind-blowing in this. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like a comic book exploded in front of you. It's all about Miles Morales, a Brooklyn teen who becomes Spider-Man. When he meets other spider people from across the multiverse, things get wild. Now, this one is for children, unlike Stranger Days. This is for everybody. Your kids, adults, Spider-Man fans, or just anyone who loves a great storytelling. Watch it again if you haven't watched it for the first time while we wait for the third movie. Oh, and before you're thinking I'm tired of multiverse stuff, I am very tired of that also, but I think Spider-Man did it well in my opinion. But you should go see for yourself. Crave TV and Amazon Prime. All right, so for our ultimate, the Manchurian Candidate, let's wrap this up with a Denzel classic. Years after his squad was ambushed in the Gulf War, Major Ben Marco, played by Denzel Washington, starts having nightmares. He begins to question everything about his old comrade, Sergeant Raymond Shaw, who's now a VP candidate. Things get dark as secrets unravel, you know what I mean? And Marco discovers just how deep the conspiracy goes. This one is less sci-fi and more political thriller with a hint of sci-fi, but it hits hard. It's unsettling how much it mirrors today's world, by the way. Like, it's similar to Stranger Things. There's a lot of things in there that's just like, well, it looks like it's just happening right now. Makes you really realize that human beings don't change all that much. Solid film no matter what. Character driven. Give it a watch. You won't be disappointed. You can find it on Apple or Prime. Alright guys, that's it for today. Like, comment, subscribe, share this out to any friends and family who are interested in some sci-fi goodness starring some black actors. And until next time, let me know what you think about these movies.